Good morning. Wow, that came out creaky. Good morning. It is 6:51 a.m. on Tuesday, February 15th, 2022. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, my flight isn't until later today, so I still have time to pack. Um, but I did get a lot of progress yesterday just in terms of like in and around doing my normal work for the day, which also got me to a nice milestone. It feels like a good point to go on vacation to. Um, Now I'm just kind of, oh, well, okay, I got sidetracked there. What I did around working was just cleaning up. Because I tend to, I've talked about this before. My cleaning pattern tends to be lazy, 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 lazy up until I just get fed up and then I clean everything. And this is something that I observed in my parents' behavior when I was a kid. Funny how that works. But I did go ahead and do the clean everything yesterday, more or less. Like I'm finding this morning. It's like, oh, here a few spots here and there. Like, oh, I didn't sweep very carefully right there, and so on. But for the most part, I got things clean, which has become a little bit of a like. Obviously, in the last couple of years, I haven't been traveling a lot, but on the trips that I have made, it has become almost like a little ritual that I clean up before I go. Partly just because it's so nice when you come home to a clean place. There's also the vague, weird anxiety of if somehow someone came to my place while I wasn't here, they would see it messy unless I clean it. That's one of those like weird emotions where if you like dig into it a little bit, it's like, okay, but who's that going to be? Because if you're talking about like your apartment manager or something like that, they could, that's not only when you're not there, but anyway. So in any case, I'm just trying to make sure I've got planned. I've like made up a packing list of all the things that I need to bring, and you know, playing with Rocket, giving him some extra cuddles just because I'm gonna miss him while I'm out of town and he's at the kennel. But as I've mentioned before, this is the same place he stayed before. He knows the people and the other dogs there, and seems like he has a pretty good time. So it's gonna be good. Tea. So yeah, I'm excited about this trip. I'm going to be trying to get a lot of writing done, and this is something that I haven't been like, I haven't been doing as much just actual word count writing. Part of that's just because when it comes to the prose stuff, where I've been stuck is in like the endless rewrites stage, where I feel like something isn't ready to have something else happen to it, but I'm not necessarily entirely sure what it needs to fix it. So I kind of just tinker with it until I get sad because it's not right yet, and then I stop doing anything for a while. And I think that there are probably a lot of writers who will know where I'm coming from there. It's still hot. But trying to make this week, while I'm on this trip, a focus on shifting that up. For example, I think the thing that I'm going to work on, uh, I have a couple of different things that I could choose to work on, but the one that I'm sort of leaning to right now, I've written some of it already, and I already know that there are parts of that I want to change. But the temptation is like, okay, Do I go ahead now and write those changes into the part that's written already? Or do I just start at the current point and write forward as though those changes are made already? And the thing that, I was just talking about this whole idea of trying to switch into free writing mode and not just tinkering, but but the part of where I feel like, but but what if one of these changes would change something else, and that would change the whole direction of the plot? I tend to write in order. It feels weird to write out of order. I don't know. Maybe maybe I'll give it a little shot to see how long it takes to actually write those changes into the other part. Because, see, this is already where my brain goes. But it's going to be great. And I will talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes, when I won't actually be at the final destination of the trip yet, but that's because I will have been staying with a friend in North Carolina for tonight before I go to the other place. So, in the meantime, I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.